Many people believe Yesler is a fairly safe neighborhood now that it's been redeveloped and turned into a mixed-income neighborhood. While this is true, residents still have existing safety concerns despite the redevelopment. For example, the lack of crosswalks, security presence needing to be increased. There also has been a crime rate increase since 2020, which is shown on the screen. Before the redevelopment, there was a total population of 1,200, and now there's about 3,000 to 4,000. This population increase can possibly be the reason for the increased crime rate. We decided to talk to Ben Wheeler.
My name is Ben Wheeler. I serve as the Seattle Housing Authority's community builder here in Yesler Terrace. There's a lot of other bigger issues that are happening throughout the city that are impacting this neighborhood as well. The need for more affordable housing, the fact that there's been an increase in those that are unsheltered. And so that has a direct impact since we're right in the middle of the city. We can be a voice and an advocate in the process, but really it's going to come down to residents speaking up for themselves and sharing their stories. I believe in the voice of the community. I believe that the neighbors in this community have a tremendous voice, they have tremendous gifts and talents and experiences. They can do a lot when they work collectively together.
We interviewed the Youth Engagement Coordinator, J.C. Coleman.
My name is J.C. Coleman. I'm the Youth Engagement Specialist. I work for Seattle Housing Authority. The city in general is going through a change, and there's a large problem with homelessness and drug abuse, and those activities spill over into the neighborhoods. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the redevelopment, but it's more just what's happening on a large scale economically in Seattle. We have adult presence in the park. We also advocated to have a security guard present when we have our youth programming going on in the neighborhoods. Currently, we have self-defense programs happening right now in my High Point. It's another neighborhood for teenage girls. I think that's something we could bring to Yesler as well. A lot of safety, goes back to community. Like, how do we as community activate space? How do we, take care of each other as neighbors? Show up and support one another. We need to take accountability and responsibility to where our young people are at, make sure they're inside at a reasonable time. I grew up in this neighborhood for a long time, so I saw the impact that it's had on families. A lot of people are cramped up in more of apartment style housing, and it's just my job to ensure that we have, like you said, safe space for young people to go, feel emotionally safe as well, to share what their dreams and desires are, so we can cultivate that and support that.
We also decided to interview Tressa Cole, the Assistant Property Manager of Hinoki.
My name is Tressa Cole. I'm the Assistant Property Manager here at Hinoki.
During our interview, we asked her, how does someone in your position help maintain a safe environment for the residents?
Making sure I'm present, making sure I'm here. You guys know the office hours. You guys have my work cell phone number. You're able to communicate and get in contact with us in some way to report some of those lower emergency level things. And then depending on the level of emergency and how to keep them safe, it may be helping to call 911, staying on site until those higher trained people show up to help us with the emergency.
Another question we asked was, how do you deal with people who aren't authorized to be in the building?
Directly asking that person to leave the building. If they're refusing to leave the building, at that point we have to call for emergency backup.
The last question we asked her was, what safety precautions are in place in case of a fire or an earthquake?
So you guys as fire detectors in everybody's unit. The building has a central fire alarm system. We have the after hours emergency phone, which is for blood, flood, fire, and lockout. And then we have security here at Yesler. They walk around, they note, they patrol. They will ask people to leave if people should not be here.
In this film, you'll hear from residents and service providers about safety at Yesler Terrace.
Hi, my name is Maymuna, and I live in Yesler, and I live in one of the main apartments, Cabero Court.
Hi, my name is Audrey.
My name is Moxie Svetlana Hubbard Shirley. I am a Hinoki and Wamai attendant, which means I'm a custodian. and I am in school.
Hello, my name is Mohammed. I'm 19 years old. I've been living in Yesler Terrace for 19 years now.
I feel safe in Yesler, and what makes me feel safe is that everywhere you go, you would see people like driving around or walking around, but like there is like points where you could see addicts that's like really scary, or like you could feel like uncomfortable around.
Yes, I feel safe in Yesler because there's a lot of people I feel safe with.
Overall, like I've been a Yesler Terrace resident for 19 years. Overall, I think it's gotten better in certain aspects, but certain aspects such as like the homeless crisis and things of that aspect, I feel like it's gotten much worse. But like safety for the youth, like just from getting out of trouble and things like that, I feel like it's gotten much better ever since the redevelopment.
I would suggest people to live in Yesler because there is like a lot of great homes, and like there's a lot of great communities, programs, different types of activities for kids.
Yes, because it's safe here and they have a lot of activities for kids and teens.
We do have some people that leave dangerous instruments around the buildings, including needles. So picking them up could be an issue too. But that's pretty much it. That, and we have people that like to come in and out of the buildings that don't live there to try to get in, which I've had to stop two males from doing that.
What safety issues? Right now, I feel like the most safety issues that we have is things to do with like the homeless crisis, homeless people sleeping on our porch, things of that nature. I think for right now, from what we're facing, just maybe like surveillance. Like we just need maybe a little bit of surveillance, because like my car got broken into twice, my mother's car got broken into a couple times, you know what I mean, my father's car, and like each time we know it's probably somebody, a community member such as a homeless member in our community, but I feel like that if we had surveillance, you know, we could have maybe crack down on those car breakings that's happening throughout our neighborhood.
They can create more crosswalks to make it more accessible and safer for the youth. At the moment, there are only about 9. SHA can also build up shelters so there are no longer homeless people sleeping at the park and benches, and so that they have a warm place to rest. To make it so that the youth's safety is ensured in their neighborhood, and hire more security to ensure that the residents, especially the youth, feel more safe. Yesler does have an expected amount of safety issues, and if SHA takes feedback from the residents, majority of the problems can be solved.